Let's see. How this goes. Every person has a dream they wish to pursue. Just like Lubu. Yet, as people grow up, they often come to realize the truth. Dreams are nothing more than fairy tales. Do you mean my wife who will never come to life and marry me and have beautiful children with me? At least that's what most people say. Ooh. Then what about those who do end up accomplishing their dreams? Are they merely incredibly lucky? Some, I guess, are, yeah. It's dance time. Every man has a dream he wants to accomplish. Dead. However, there is something really important you should know, my boy. A real man doesn't give up on his dream, no matter what overwhelming challenges he might have to face. My dream is to kill everyone. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do that, my boy. What are you doing? Good boy. No. I still remember those foolish words my dad used to say, but despite their silly nature, I found myself inspired by them. What? Ever since I was a young child, I have been interested in martial arts. It didn't matter whether I watched a match on television or read a manga about some heroic, without a T, martial artist. It has always been my dream to become a martial artist again, one day. Of course, it was a bit childish of me to think that I could become a hero simply by learning martial arts. Even though I already understood that superheroes were nothing more than figments of my imagination, I still had a desire to use my strength for the sake of others. My name is Gushiken Takahiro, a 17-year-old rising judo star. And no, that's not me bragging. I'm actually about to take part in a tournament 2 weeks from now that could make or break my career on an international level. Yeah. Of course, I was excited about the opportunity to finally accomplish my dreams and represent my country at a sport that I loved. But the same excitement also made me feel incredibly nervous. And while those worrisome thoughts haunted my mind, a familiar voice resounded from outside the window. Oi! Oi! Taka-kun! Get your butt in gear! Okay, I'll be right there, Koyomi. I'll have to write down which kind of voices I'm gonna use for these guys. Yay, and I got a card. Not wanting to keep Koyomi waiting. Oh, fuck. I clicked. Hold on a second, Koyomi. Gotta grab my shoes before we head off to school. Really? I never realized our school had a strict uniform or sleepwear policy. Nice jammies, by the way. Did you borrow them from your mom? Nice pictures there illustrating the situation. For a moment my eyes drifted downwards, noticing that I was indeed wearing my pajamas. I let out a groan of annoyance and marched back towards my room. How do you not realize... Bah! There's nothing wrong with my jammies. The Golden Knight is a famous comic book hero in the West. No, he's not. Besides, not everyone prefers to sleep naked like you. Of course. Mumbling those words, I started stripping out of my clothes, not particularly minding the presence of the girl behind me. What? That only happened once, Baka. You know very well it was super hot that night, and geez, warn me before you strip naked in front of me, you idiot. Baka. Hey, Escalaria. You didn't seem to mind it when we were little. Maybe you want me to turn around instead and look at my humongous penis? No, stop! Don't make it kick your ass. I decided I had teased her enough and quickly pulled on my pants, proceeding with the remaining few items of clothing before I was suitably dressed for school, and before she, reported me for sexual harassment or something. Besides, I had a reason for being so distracted. You've been distracted a lot lately. Yes. What's going on in that hollow skull of yours? I just spilled drink on myself. I'll be right back. I let Duffy stream a little. As my phone said, unacceptable. I can't even drink. Hey Herb. It's that upcoming match. I have no idea how anyone can remain calm when an international career is at stake. You're 17! I wouldn't be surprised if I had, to be honest, if I had made enough doomsday scenarios to fill up the apocalypse genre. Okay, which voice should I use for her? She's the tsundere type, so... Oh right, the judo thing. I'm sure you'll do fine. I've seen some of your matches and you kick butt. And of course, if you're really worried, you could always pray. Pray? Well, don't tell me you didn't know. It's one of the school's legends. Apparently, there's some shrine out in the forest that, if you pray to it, brings you good luck. Ichikawa-san said that his sister prayed to it the night before her exam and she got a perfect score. A shrine that is said to bring you good luck sounds like bogus to me, but at this point I'm willing to try anything, I guess. I'll ask Ichikawa-san about the location. I'm not exactly in the mood to get lost in the forest and end up a modern-day Tarzan. Well, whatever. If you do go looking, at least send me a message to let me know. And will you hurry up? We're going to be late again. A hero is never too early, nor the... No, that's a wizard, not a hero. They arrive precisely when they are needed. You're not Gandalf. But for the sake of avoiding detention, let's hurry. See? She knows! She fucking knows! That's a wizard, not a hero, genius. How can one person be such a sports nerd and such a geek at the same time? Let's not forget the Casanova and Man of the Year candidate bits. They're important details. I doubt you'd qualify for either one of them, Pajam boy. Monado boy. Anyway, let us boldly go where everyone has gone before, to school. All these fucking references. Nerd! Nerds! Several hours later. Okay. Later that day, I finally got a chance to talk to my classmate about the location of the shrine that Koyomi had mentioned earlier. I should probably write this down. So, Koyomi is gruff voice. Me is, well, regular. Gym was the last thing on the schedule for today, so once people got ready to go home, I approached the guy. Hey Ichikawa, is it true that your sister discovered some shrine that is said to bring you good luck? I'm not gonna bother giving this guy a voice because I have the feeling he's not gonna come up much. Oh ho ho, let me guess, you want to date her? Well, even though I do have to admit that she's very attractive. Yeah, that's not something a brother would say. I'm afraid she's already going out with someone. Not to mention, you're not her type. I already got my hands full dealing with Koyomi. You can keep her sister to yourself. Yeah, she's probably banging him. Joke aside, I'm more interested in that shrine. Did she mention where she found it? I didn't know there was anything near the forest inside the dojo. Well, she said something about it being near a river and quite high up. To be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention what she was going on about it. I mean, she was wearing this top and it was tied and... It's your sister! What's wrong with you? Stop. I seriously don't need to hear the details and I doubt anyone else is interested. So, do you know anyone who might have heard about the shrine? Are you guys talking about the lucky shrine out in the forest? The one and only. According to Ichikawa's sister, there is supposed to be one near a river. I don't know about that, but there's a fiery girl at the Sakura dojo who knows more about it. Yeah, that's random extras. Wait, are you talking about Ariya-sama? About this tall, ridiculously strong and super scary? That's the one. Oh, in that case, I believe I can still be of help, Takahiro-kun. I know where that place is. Of course you do, we both do. You just want to tag along, don't you? I don't think Ariya-senpai will appreciate you visiting her without your usual tricks in mind. What? Do I need to remind you what happened last time you tried to pick at her after she finished practice? What? Blood, sweat and tears. And that is just unacceptable, said my cell phone. Shut up! I don't peep on the ladies. That's slander, you know? I should sue you. I will never look upon Ariya-sama's glorious body in any state of nudity. Oh, so you haven't seen her naked yet? I've seen a bit of side boob, but the hole I found didn't really let me get a good view. Never mind. There we go, someone called the cops. Ichikawa the Peeping Tom has confessed. I playfully patted Ichikawa's shoulder as I turned around, grabbing my bag in the process and prepared to leave. Thanks for the tip, Ichikawa. The tip is not the only thing you will be receiving. I mean, what? I'll let the judge know you were most helpful during the interrogation. This is unfair. I was coerced. I won't say another word until I speak with my lawyer. Ellipses. This fucking music. Once school was over, I decided to take my chances with the little bit of intel I had managed to obtain from my classmates. If memory served me right, Ariya-senpai would be practicing at the dojo today. Of course, I knew her. She was a dojo student just like myself, but for whatever reason, she has been refusing to compete in any tournament for a while now. Ariya-senpai, are you around? I shouted her name as I parked my bike, looking around for any sign of the girl. Hua! Hia! Hia! Heh, follow the shouts and you will find her. I grinned briefly as I saw Ariya seemingly in the middle of practicing a series of motions, almost as if she was fighting an imaginary opponent. Perhaps now was a perfect opportunity to surprise her a little? I snuck closer, making sure to make as little noise as possible before I reached a hand towards her shoulder. In before boob grab. Ariya, feeling a hand on her shoulder, Ariya reacted. She grabbed hold of my hand and with a loud grunt shifted her weight, curling and tipping me over her shoulder. Yeah, that wouldn't work. I didn't have time to brace myself for the impact before I hit the ground like a sack of potatoes. But her boobs are small! No, you get no points. I may God have mercy on your soul. Here! She's small, so...
Yeah! Now I sneak up and right to the Kunoichi area. Oh, Deca boy, I didn't realize it was you. I'm sorry, are you okay?
Kunoichi, more like Tasmanian devil, that throw didn't have a shred of mercy in it.
There's no mercy in the ring, Deca boy. Better that you learn that now than in 2 weeks' time. Let me guess, you want to do some sparring, don't you?
That... Yes, Calaria? You got something to say? I actually came here to ask you something, but I guess a little sparring wouldn't hurt.
Oh, what do you want to ask? We've got all afternoon, and I could do with a bit of a break anyway.
Where to start? You used to take part in big and important matches in the past, right? Didn't you ever get nervous before going into the ring?
Oh yeah, Just one time I got so nervous I hid in the kitchen cupboards until my dad found me and dragged me to the car. Of course, that was when I was like 8.
Well, obviously I can't go and hide for my match, but one of my friends made this stupid suggestion that I go and pray on something. Honestly, at this point, I'll do anything to calm my nerves a little.
Dokabo, are you sure about this?
You mean the match? Of course I am. I've been practicing judo ever since I was old enough to walk. This is my chance to finally represent this country and the sport I love. Aria seemed to think for quite a long time, all the while tapping her jaw with a finger. Eventually she snapped her finger and grabbed a tight hold of me.
Alright, I'll tell you the way to the shrine, I know, but it's going to require more than a simple clap of your hands and bob your head. You need to give something to the shrine, something of value.
I guess I'll have to think of something before we get there. Thanks, senpai, I appreciate the help. So, what was she called? Aria. Screech.
Oh, no, Taka boy, I'm not going with you. I've got training to do. Besides, you've got to take this step yourself. I can draw you a map and show you an easy way to get back here, but you'll be on your own.
Don't you like my voice, Escalaria? My soothing voice? You're not tagging along? Not even for a little while?
Afraid so, Taka boy. Let me just grab some paper. I'll draw that map for you.
After Aria's return, quick preparations were made and I followed the directions noted down on the map. Surprisingly, it wasn't all that far. However, the hint on how to find my way back in case I got lost was a bit sketchy. Just look down and you'll be able to see the roof of the dojo from anywhere on the hill. The forest near the dojo was my first challenge to overcome. A narrow path coiled along the trees and... Wow, instant yawn. Along the trees and nearby was the river Ichikawa's sister had mentioned. I followed Aria's scribbles with a bit of skepticism, but after an hour or so I finally arrived at the supposedly legendary shrine. The shrine itself seemed surprisingly well maintained despite being in the middle of nowhere. It made me wonder if someone could be secretly living there, perhaps some secret martial arts master? But why? Why would... Because it's gonna be, obviously, it's gonna be that. The thought of a hermit living in hiding within the shrine in order to prepare himself for an upcoming battle between good and evil started to dwell in my mind. I guess it's too good to be true. I sighed in annoyance at the fact that, aside from the shrine itself, the grounds surrounding it seemed completely abandoned. There was no way anyone could be living there. For the time being, I decided to focus on the reason behind my visit. It only took a few moments before I gathered the courage to approach the building. Once inside, I found a rather fancy-looking altar. Altar? Is it altar? Whatever. Of sorts at the back of the room. I guess this is the thing everyone's talking about. Silently, I folded up the map I had been given. Putting it inside my bag, I approached the altar. I was kind of skeptical about the whole religious aspect, so I wasn't too sure if this was actually going to work. I don't even think luck will do me much good in a match like this. In my opinion, there wasn't any room for things like luck in martial arts. Then why not practice more? Whatever. Judo is all about using the knowledge you have gained through training. Of course, a good amount of talent also helps. As with fucking everything. There was simply no room for something as superstition as luck. Then why are you doing this? Clearly, this was going to be a match where my experience and talent would be pushed to their limits. Nothing more and nothing less. Female voice. Okay. Since the music has stopped, and everyone has sat on the chair, except for one person who is still standing, you get to choose which kind of voice I'm going to do. The kind of voice this character is going to have. In the meantime, I'm going to drink something, because it does say female voice, so I'll try a female voice. I'll like sensual and light. How curious. The boy doesn't believe in superstition, and yet he stands here, surrounded by the very thing it announces. Upon hearing the voice, I looked around, trying to find the source, but there was no one to be seen. Who's there? Quite a cliched question, but the right thing to ask is, where am I? What are you talking about? Show yourself. Not yet. Entertain me for a little while longer, would you? This is a place like no other. Why did you come here if you don't believe in things such as luck? Soon. I came here to prepare myself. Prepare yourself. Oh, do enlighten me about what this something might be that you are preparing yourself for. I felt a little bit annoyed as the questions continued, but maybe if I kept talking to her I would be able to find out where Shell was hiding. I'm preparing for a tournament, a judo match. Judo? What might that be? Seriously, you don't know what judo is? It's a highly skilled combat art. Ah, so you're a warrior. Hesitant to go into battle and came here in hope of finding the resolve to fight. I'm not sure about the warrior part. How fortunate. It just so happens that there is a need for one of your kind. My kind? A hero. This shrine brings fortune to heroes such as yourself. However, every great hero must sacrifice something in return. Your virginity, what? Sounds like what the others mentioned. Your version sounds better though. Laughing briefly at the story, I decided to play along and clap my hands together in prayer. Yeah, it's alright, just this. So, what's next? Do I offer up my allowance or something? Don't be silly. Money is of little importance to a hero. For you, the sacrifice will be something of much greater value. I will be looking forward to seeing what destiny has in store for you. As if on cue, I began to feel nauseated the moment the girl's words reached my ears and my head spinning wildly. Slowly, I staggered backwards, collapsing onto my back. As my vision grew blurry, the sound of approaching footsteps could be heard. Like, okay, just right off the bat. Good luck, hero, you're going to need it. That, what? Just like that we get demon girl with exposed boobies. Alright, hey Rinsler. Despite my attempts to get back up, all I managed was a brief look at the girl. The sight of horns and a tail left many questions, but before I had a chance to utter even a single word, my consciousness succumbed to the darkness. Ellipses, more ellipses, even more ellipses! Rays of sunlight stirred me back to life, a groan of annoyance leaving my mouth while I tried to get back onto my feet. I felt a bit dizzy, but the first thing I noticed was that I was no longer at the shrine. Instead, it looked like the forest near the dojo. Of course, my first thought was to look around to see if I could find the girl from before, but not a trace of her presence remained. To make things even stranger, the path that I had followed amidst the trees seemed better maintained than I remembered. I should probably head home. That thought was cut short when the sound of several female voices could be heard nearby. Stern voice. "Get back here! Hikage, stop them at once!" Stern voice again. "Just what do you think I'm doing? I'm chasing them. I'm trying to stop them." Sing-song voice. "Myaha! I think they noticed with what's missing, One-sama." Mature voice. "Keep running, little one, and we might just make it." Just when I thought this day couldn't get any weirder, the sound of the heavy footfalls could be heard nearby. Taking a sip from my cup for no reason whatsoever. So refreshing. Anyway, as I was saying, what in the world is going on here? Further ahead, I saw a couple of girls in fast pursuit of even more girls. However, there was something off about this scene, something that didn't make any sense. Yeah, something. Sure. The girls being chased had the ears and tail of an animal, and the pursuers appeared to be armed with a katana and naginata. You conniving? Fox? Katana girl. You conniving fox, come back here at once. Return what you stole immediately. I need to make up voices for them. I'm already out of them. Naginata girl. Give me back my panties. I guess redhead is gonna be... I'll decide on a voice when I get the names. Katana girls. Hikage, how could you say something out loud like that? I'm guessing the colors represent... Okay, blonde kitsune. Haha, panties, panties! Yeah. Silver-haired kitsune. Haha, oh no! Help, save us from the rampaging women. As I watched the girls run off, I couldn't help but find myself struggling with the decision to just leave them be. Yeah. While I didn't know what in the world was going on, the two girls armed with rather realistic looking props, surely they couldn't be real, had me worried. I couldn't very well call myself a hero if I let something like this go by without acting. I'm so going to regret this. Yeah, no, it's gonna be boobs, so you're not going to. Mumbling in annoyance, I chased after the girls. Hikage, go around to the left. Right. I said left, why do you always undermine me? I wasn't saying right, I was, you know what, never mind, just run after them. As I was chasing the girls, I noticed that the trees seemed to be getting denser, making it gradually more difficult to navigate along the path. Blonde Kitsune. One-sama, I don't think I can run much more. I'm starting to feel a bit... Just a little longer, Maiko-chan, we're almost... Maiko, not that, not now. What? Sorry, One-sama. Scissor attack. Really? Really? Scissor attack! I arrived just in time to find a scene taken straight from an action movie. Right. An action movie. The girl with the blonde hair had collapsed, held in her companion's protective embrace. The two armed girls were approaching them almost unmistakably, with killing instincts running amok. Any seasoned martial artist would have felt it. Those girls were going to be in for a beating if I didn't stop them. We've got you now, thieves. I'm going to personally drag your sorry butts back to town and have you both put in the stocks. Yeah, the stocks were... yeah. Maybe I'll even show you how it feels to run around without any undies on. This... yeah, although I must admit, having a breeze down there does feel kinda nice. Keeps me feeling fresh and tingly. This is just shameful. I'm not even gonna get... whatever. This is more shameful than Honey Pop. Or Hoonie Pop. Hikage, goodness, don't you have any shame? This isn't about you, it's about our undergarments. Stolen, and these two criminals being brought to justice. I like justice, but now, it's about girls. Onesa, it hurts, my head hurts. Shh, it's going to be okay, little one. Hey guards, if you're so desperate to have your underwear back, then here, catch. Stop it right there. However, before I was able to interrupt the conversation, the silver-haired girl tossed something into the air. Hey Jackie's underage panties quest 9. Whatever it was flying straight towards my head. The two samurai girls instantly grew flustered. I can't see who the hell tosses... Peeling the items off of my face, I raised them into the air, looking like a professor examining an important sample, while the thieves made their escape. What? A pink bra and lacy black panties. Oh boy, I knew this wasn't going to end well. Ah, you there. Are you in cahoots with those crafty foxes? And hand those back immediately. Those are evidence of a crime, not for anyone else to touch. Drop the panties right now! Police! I'm innocent until proven guilty. It's one of the golden rules of the court. Just stop pointing those weapons at me so I can hand over your undies without being turned into shish kebab. What? No, stop, shut up! Just drop the evidence and walk away. I am Tsukino Miyo, Chief of the Village Guards. I am ordering you to drop what you're holding right now. I don't know any village guards, and I seriously doubt a cop would go around dressed like that and wielding a katana. More importantly, the ground here is muddy and dirty. Are you sure I should drop the evidence here? I mean, I could, but... yeah! Before I could react, the pink-haired girl lunged towards me, the pointy end of her naginata aiming for my gut. My reflexes caught on just in time, and I was able to palm away the spear as it sailed through the air. I struck upwards on the wooden shaft of the weapon, sending it up in... what? Okay, sending it up into the air and causing the girl to lose her balance. Yeah, you're not gonna toss a naginata away with your hand. Narumi, I did not order you to attack. Fine, fine, I'll give them back. Jeez, just one act to find a bunch of crazy girls with weapons. Extending the hand that held the undies, I tried to hand them over, something that I would soon end up regretting. Ha! You think I'd fall for something so simple? Fool! You may have fooled me once, but I won't let it happen again. The woman swung her weapon wide, arcing the thick wooden pole into my side before I could dodge. She then lunged forwards and grabbed me tightly, pulling my arms around behind my back, leaving me with sore ribs and in a prone position. I could have fought back, but I figured it would only lead to more fighting, with the possibility of ending up stabbed. I decided to remain passive. The sword-wielding girl stepped forward and grabbed the silky underwear from my hand triumphantly. Your methods might be crude, but they do get results, Ikage. What? I was handing you the fucking underwear! Tie him up. We'll bring him in for questioning. He probably knows where those pesky thieves are. This fucking plot. Right. And people wonder why criminals want to resist arrest at all cost. I mumbled this weakly as the girl with the naginata tied my wrist together with rope, and I soon felt myself dragged by the duo towards the city. Surely, once we're out of the forest, you two will stop this act of yours and let me go, right? As much as I like to fool around, I have more important things to do. The city? Ha! We're not taking you all the way there. You'll be spending the night in the village cells. Thief? Who are you calling a thief? I'm the victim. First, I get undies tossed in my face, then I had to deal with physical abuse, and now these accusations. Besides, there is no village around these parts. It's a city, you know. Tsukinoyoshi. Tsukinotoshi. Silence! Ikage, if he speaks again before we get to the village, you have my permission to knock him unconscious. Tsundere tyrant. What? How is she tsundere? You don't know that. What? You don't know that yet. She's just being like cruel. Tsundere, I think, means she also loves whatever. I mean, she's gonna end up being tsundere, but you don't know that yet. Heh, that's funny. Well, that's how I ended up on my way to a jail cell, cuffed and dragged by two girls, both of whom I started to suspect were crazy. Don't try to use logic, John. It will only hurt you. And yet I must, says Calario. And yet I must. I'm gonna logic this game to hell and back. When we exited the forest, alarms set off in my mind. The city I had lived in my whole life, it was gone. I thought you played video games on video, not books. Hey, Molotov. Apparently now I play books. You've got to be kidding me. If I wasn't in Tsukinotoshi, then where the hell was I? Hey, no talking, come on, I don't want to bop you that much. Kinda, maybe a punch or two. I just want to know how the heck you blocked my strike so easily. I was gonna do the voices, but I'm not gonna last long if I try and do the voices. Should I do the voices? I can probably recycle the old voices I was using, since those characters aren't gonna come back. On principle alone. Like, it's kinda hard to keep talking and reading everything with, you know, at a decent pace. But if you want me to do the voices, I'll do them. Like, every character with a different voice. Just speak. And you'll get your prize. Also, this doesn't... Let me refresh this page. Quickly. Alright. 17 viewers, okay. Really? 17 viewers? Not many people in chat though. Thought there were like 10 maybe. Be neat, but people will die. What? People will die? What does that mean? Have you played this game? Okay then. So, Narumi. Let's see. Gruff voice, manly voice. Yeah, she's gonna be manly. Your attack had a lot of power behind it, but it was kind of predictable. With the right movement and enough force, that's the result you get. Anyway, I'll play along for a bit. It was horrific. The buildings look more like they belong in some sort of classic samurai movie.
Huh, what the heck is a movie? This is Harumaru. It's been here forever.
Mio, whew. Tsundere, bitchy voice. Hikage, I thought I told you to silence him if he spoke again.
Actually, you told me that I could, but you didn't tell me that I had to.
It must be tough being the subordinate of someone like that. Be quiet or I will silence you for good. This time it didn't seem to be an idle threat. The girl had unsheathed her katana and was now resting the edge of the blade against my throat. I was already starting to regret having played a hero earlier. Hopefully there will be someone with more common sense in the village. Yeah, right. Several minutes later. Ellipses, more ellipses, even more ellipses. I soon found myself confined within a small room. The stern-looking tsundere of a girl... You don't... glaring down at me, while the other girl, who was apparently called Narumi, seemed to have softened up a little. From what I had gathered during their conversation, they had called the village elder to help oversee my questioning. What purpose did this Seth have? Or are you just some pervert who gets off with 2 F's, please? Who gets off sniffing girls' undies? I ought to castrate you! I already told you, I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not to mention, anything worn by you would probably smell sour. Oh, look who's being tsundere now. I couldn't see too well from the cell where they had put me, but I was almost certain I could hear Narumi laughing nearby.
Tsukida Dono, please
Cool down? You mean calm down, whatever.
Please calm down. You brought him in to learn the reason behind his presence in the forest, didn't you?
That is correct, Elder-sama. I believe he was working together with the fox spirits to steal panties and other undergarments. Objection!
What are you objecting to, young man?
The evidence surrounding the defendant's accusation was fabricated. Narumi-san, would you please answer this question for the judge? I gotta do something. No dash. The evidence surrounding the defendant's accusation was fabricated. Narumi-san, would you please answer this question for the judge? Was the defendant, that is myself, anywhere near those girls while you two were in pursuit of them? Hold it! Just who are you calling a judge here? Lower your voice or I will strike you down.
Hey, Miyo-sama, maybe the whole angry accusation thing isn't working. This guy clearly isn't a bandit. We could just ask him why he was up there in the woods. If he has a valid reason, then sure. If not, then he's clearly a panty thief. And we'll use him as a punching bag out of the yard.
Finally, and here I thought this was about to become a turnabout case. I sighed deeply, partly amused by my own act despite the seriousness of the situation. Who would have ever thought mimicking characters from games and movies would end up getting me out of trouble? As long as I didn't become an ace prisoner, things would hopefully turn out for the better.
A wise idea, Narumi-chan. How about you start by giving us your name?
Gushuken Takahiro.
So, what were you doing in the forest when these two were chasing the thieves?
I'm not entirely sure myself. One moment I was praying at a shrine, hidden inside the forest. Next thing I know, some weird girl was talking to me.
A girl?
Yeah, a girl with horns and a tail. I know it sounds weird, but I could have sworn I saw her before. I must have fainted. After that, I woke up somewhere in the forest.
Tsukino-dono, Narumi-chan, do you recall the stories behind the shrine near our village?
Forgive me, Elder-sama, I do not recall.
I know it's a place of high spiritual energy, a sacred place, but I can't remember the details. Sorry, grandfather.
That shrine belonged to Tsuyuri, a powerful spirit that has been watching over our village for as long as anyone can remember. Unlike the fox spirits, we tend to avoid going too deep into the forest.
Okay. That's enough. I still think I could get rid of those pests once and for all if you would just let me go in and find their home. It's probably hidden in some damn cave on the hill or some rundown old house.
Humans and spirits rarely mingle, even if they meet with good intentions. The fact that this lad says he saw a spirit means there is a chance he was there for a reason. Not to mention, did you take a good look at him yet? He seemed disorientated.
Is it not disoriented? Whatever.
And his clothes look foreign.
He did seem to be talking gibberish earlier. He claimed to be from a city near here, but there's nothing like that around for miles. He was also talking about something called a movie, and he used some fighting techniques that I have never even seen before.
He is still a pervert. I'm not a pervert. It's perfectly natural for a guy my age to be curious about certain things. Besides, if you're talking about how the panties ended up on my face, I had nothing to do with it, tsundere tyrant. Herbs? What? Herb. It's me! How you're... I have a webcam! I don't look like Herb-derp. Me and Herb-derp have both a webcam. We both have a webcam. And fairly different voices. You cannot mix us up. Even the names are completely different. God damn it, Trollhammer. You stream, the other is in a game. Yeah, sure, games now. Jormungandr. No, it's her person. Stop acting crazy, Herb. I must have lost a lot of weight. And also I'm streaming 2 games at the same time. What did you just call me? I had to smash you to pieces, brat.
Oh, wait. Now that I think about it, those 2 foxes did look like they were just abandoning them. But, grandfather, what does all this mean?
I can't be certain. However, I believe it is unlikely that he's working together with the fox spirits.
Jormungandr, bloody anime. So,
Still, I have never heard of any human to come upon a spirit such as Tsuyuri. I dare say he might not even be of this world.
Wait, are you trying to say that I'm in a different world now?
That would be the most logical...
Clearly, that's the most logical explanation. Hey, Sarswill. Today we are feeling tsundere. In what world would that be considered logical? Exactly. But I have an important tournament to participate in 2 weeks from now.
Well, no one has ever experienced something like this before. We will have to think of how to deal with you, or if it is even possible to get you back to your own world.
Men and women defending your own world. In the meantime, a knight in the cell won't hurt. He did assault a village guard and he resisted arrest. He could stay here until he rots for all I care, but I suspect the elder will wish to have a talk with you soon. Ikage, I'm going to clean myself off. I suggest you do the same. I'm gonna burn hotcakes. God damn it, Muddy Kips. Hentai game. Hentai is honest sexy stuff.
I would take offense for implying that I stink, but that was one hell of a run. Those fox spirits run fast. I would still like to know more about those techniques, Takahiro-san. If you do happen to stick around, I might want to go a few rounds with you.
It's not like I'll be going anywhere for the time being.
It is only for a few hours while we discuss what to do with you. A person such as yourself would end up causing quite the commotion amongst the villagers, so it is necessary to convince them that you mean them no harm before we release you.
I did play a hentai game. It was Honey Pop. This game was gifted to me by mrandy87 right there in chat, so it's all his fault. He said, "You got it, now you stream it." And this is how I became a father. I mean, what? Did you pop for Honey Pop? It's Honey Pop, not honey. I myself didn't, but I bet chat did wank a few out. And that was how I found myself stuck in a jail cell while the people responsible for my situation left to deal with personal errands. I'm sorry, guys. Stone him. This sucks, as if being sent to a different world wasn't bad enough. I'm stuck in jail with my only company being familiar older voice. A pair of beautiful, magnificent, majestic fox sisters, you lucky boy. A pair of beautiful... Wait a second. Familiar younger voice. Yahaha, yahoo! Hi there, panty boy. A familiar face appeared at the top of my cell. A blonde girl with golden eyes. As I watched, she flipped over and landed in front of the cell, waving her hands at me. From the side of the cell, another girl appeared, a wry grin on her face. Ah, it's the panty thieves. If you're here to reclaim your hostages, they are already back where they belong. Blonde Kitsune. I'll give her a voice when I have the name. Nope. We saw the guards going to the baths and wiped the maiden's silk again. Look! With that, she pulled out a pair of lacy silken underwear from her sleeve and shredded it out with her thumbs, showing off her panty prize to me. Go outside the room during Honey Pop, maybe pops. Sure, blame the watchers. You came all the way back here to snatch your underwear again, and I'm not sure that Tsundere Tyrant fits us. Why are you Silver hair Kitsune. The cutie with the katana, you would be surprised. I happen to believe that she is as innocent as one can be. She seems far too uptight to let any man touch her. As for returning to the village, we have a debt to settle. I smiled weakly as I wondered what the fox meant by that. I'm not sure what this debt of yours might be, but I think you better leave before those who return. You don't seem to be on friendly terms with the samurai girls. Wait, if he doesn't know about it, we can just leave, Oni-sama? Maeko, this is not how we do things. Young man, your actions allowed us to escape our earlier predicament without harm. This places us in your debt, for which we are now repaying you. Maeko, do the magic. Okay, so she's called Maeko. Maeko... Yeah, get ready. The younger girl walked forward and placed her hands upon the locked door of the cell. She began mumbling something that I couldn't even begin to understand, and her hands began glowing brightly. Different worlds, girls wielding weapons, and now fox girls using magic. Next on the list, I'm going to find a talkative magical sword and end up destined to save the world. That said, I was curious to see what this magic could do to the lock keeping me imprisoned. The glow flared for a moment before quickly fading. There was a hiss and then sizzle as the lock dripped to the floor in a mess of metal. Well done, Maiko-chan, you did very well. Relax for now, alright? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be the most surprised about, the fact that a girl just melted a steel lock, or that I'm starting to accept that this is normal. This level's magic is extraordinary. Maiko-chan is quite gifted, but as I said, we are here to settle our debt. If you would like, we can escort you back to the forest where we first encountered you. I do, however, suggest that you decide quickly. The gods do not bathe for long. I should know, I have served them for a while. Well, I don't plan on sticking around, so I'll gladly accompany you two out of here. Maybe I'll be able to find my way back home. Lead the way, peeping Tammy. Machiko, Sakura no Machiko, not Tammy. Takahiro, so Machiko. Takahiro, but I suggest we keep the introductions for later. This is a goddamn book, yeah.
Very well, Taka-kun, follow.
As I was stepping out of the cell, the sound of a familiar voice boomed in the distance. Thieves! Crafty foxy kleptomaniacs! I'll skin you alive! I think that's our cue to get out of here. And with that, the three of us started out of the prison. Oh! Watashi wa onagi desu! Oh! Hey, yo, Bigby! And that's pretty much what happened, according to the village elder. There's supposed to be a shrine somewhere in the forest. It must be the same one I visited before I got caught up in this mess. Chum's going nuts.
Goodness, that sounds like a terrible situation. I know that spirits such as Tsuyuri enjoy playing with people, but this seems a little cruel of her. I will speak with her myself, but fox spirits are not allowed near the shrine.
I thought Shoma's climax. Oh!
Huh? I thought the reason we never go there was because you get all flustered whenever Tsuchan's around.
Shut up, Maeko.
I didn't realize the panty thief could get embarrassed like that, but maybe you two could show me the way to the shrine. Somehow, the layout of this forest seems different from my world, which pretty much meant that Aria's map was useless now.
You do not understand. There is more to the ways of us spirits than meets the eye, Taka-kun. I will try to navigate you to the shrine, but if Tsuyuri does not want us there, then we will simply not get there.
Talking about climaxing.
The only places we can navigate to directly are our home and the village.
Do some Bayo 2 online later? Oh.
I could use gate magic, but that takes a super long time to cast, and unless I concentrate really hard, it usually ends up just taking us someplace, not fun.
I think I'll prefer taking the ground route, but thanks for the offer, Maiko-chan, was it?
That's right. Sakura no Maiko at your service. Yay, my first human friend.
Silly girl.
Not that I doubt your navigation skills or anything, but didn't we cross this path a while ago?
Oh, you're right. Why are we back here, Oni-sama?
I thought you were leading me away. Wait, I think if we turn this way, cut through these trees here, we might...
The girl seemingly disappeared out of sight, and she stepped in between two tall trunks, only to be followed by a loud splash. I ran towards the trees and looked down to see the girl, arms flailing wildly, neck deep in a slow-moving river.
Ah! One-sama! One-sama! Quick, please, you have to help her! I'm begging you all! I'll do whatever you want, just please save her!
Help! It doesn't look that deep, you know. Don't tell me that your sister can't.
She can't swim, neither of us can! Please, Takahiro-sama, please rescue my sister!
I guess I don't have a choice. I can't well let buy Trollhammer. I'm disappointed in a new Trollhammer. Smiling weakly, I pulled off my jacket and dove into the river. Okay. The cold water sending shivers down my spine as I went towards Machiko, who, despite the lack of a strong current, was slowly disappearing under the water. Urged on by the worried shout of Maeko, I tried to reach the girl as quickly as possible. It took me a few strokes before I reached her, but by the time I had grabbed a hold of her and pulled her out of the water, she had lost consciousness. She is not breathing. I felt my stomach drop. Dreadful thoughts of what might happen if I didn't do something began to fill my mind. But what in the world could I possibly do? CPR?
I don't know what that is. She's not breathing. Help her. Please save her. One-sama, please wake up.
Okay, but I need to concentrate. Can you find something to dry her off with?
Right.
Great, a mage without a revive spell. As if trying to still my nerves for what I was about to do, I muttered those words just before leaning in. All I could remember from my first aid training was that the patient had to be in a so-called recovery position and that I had to blow air into the mouth and push down on their chest. My heart pounded faster and faster as I looked down at the fox girl. I could feel my cheeks heating up as a blush spread across my face. Clumsily, I put her in what I hoped was the right position, and slowly I lowered myself towards her face, my lips parted. Good stuff. If you were this desperate for a kiss, you could have just asked. I know I am a beautiful, exquisite creature, but pushing me into a river so you can play a hero is a bit too much, Taka-kun. Okay, this here would fucking need Apotham and his girl voice, cause that shit is crazy. Be sure to give us hearts to mouth. Sure, John fan. It's not like that, I went in to save you. Oh, why thank you, O valiant hero, for your rescue. I must admit, I am not the greatest swimmer. Hold on. What's up, you big bee? But you know, it is often better to get permission from the maiden you've rescued before you claim them as your reward, silly. I didn't have a choice, I either claim your lips or death will claim you instead. I got a bit of like a burp stuck in here. a bold choice that was. Where is Maeko? I hope she didn't try to save me first. She's even worse at swimming than I am. She's fine. She should be heading back here right now. In that case, I believe we have enough time. So how about it, Taka-kun? My little sister will be back in a few minutes, and I am sure a boy like you has probably never kissed a girl before. So how about it? Want to claim this maiden's lips? I should just write down these spelling errors. Don't make me toss you back into the river. What? You're a fucking idiot. Such a shame too. I was looking forward to finding out how sweet your lips tasted. You can find the lewd pictures from the game anywhere. BeerAxantype.org. Oh, that said Panda. Yeah. Yeah, that said Panda. I don't know what you're talking about. No, not at all. No, no, sir. I'm not sure I want to find out what a wet fox tastes like. Why is the main character an idiot? Oh, I assure you, I taste a lot better when I'm wet. Dear Lord, so sleazy. For some reason, I don't think we're talking about the same thing anymore. You were never talking about the same thing. I felt my cheeks flushing up slightly at Machiko's teasing words, and I awkwardly scratched my cheek. Anyway, at this rate you're going to catch a cold. Then perhaps you should warm me up, Taka-kun. Just so shameful. Dear diary, up with a faggot again. Fast, jump back in cold water. More importantly, we need you to get out of those soggy clothes. Oh my, Taka-kun is so bold. Please, won't you unbutton my top for me? You don't have any buttons on you. You have laces on your dress, which I still don't know how it would work, really, to be honest, but whatever, you don't have buttons. God damn it, if you insist. My fingers shook as I reached down to the laces. See? Of her bodice. I was blushing brightly, and my head was spinning as I felt my fingers touch the cloth. Before I could continue any further, I heard a whoosh behind me, and felt something heavy impacting against my body. My body toppled forwards, and I felt a nasty blow to the back of my head. Oni-sama! I brought the— Oh no! Take a hero! I could barely focus as the blonde fox girl began to fuss over me, but it was no good. Between running my butt off all day, the tsundere attire and the following rescue, and now the blow to the head, I felt myself slip into unconsciousness. Obviously. Yeah, it's a corset. Ellipses. More ellipses. Even more ellipses. Hours must have passed by the time I finally regained consciousness. The first thing I noticed was something soft resting against me in before boobs. For a moment I wondered what it could be. Little did I know that whatever it was, I would soon be very much awake. This game... This game... It's just... It's just so shameful. Oh my god. I mean, there's teasing and there's this. This is a step over teasing. Oh god. Machiko. My voice caught in my throat, easily betrayed by my surprise seeing the fox spirit resting beside me. Of course, it didn't help that it was stark naked. My gaze drifted along her features. I hadn't really put a lot of thoughts into it until now. She really was She was in a fucking corset and scantily clad already. Oh, I didn't notice her. Hey Mo, nothing to see here. I don't know how I'm gonna love this later. Hey Mo, did you wake up to this? Good fucking luck. I just woke up. What's happening here? Oh! Now's my chance. I'd been curious about something for a while now and decided to finally get my answer. I carefully lifted my hand towards her head, my fingertips lightly caressing along a single furry ear. To my surprise, the fur felt real, confirming my theory. So if the fur feels real, that means it's whatever. So she's a real fox spirit. As I looked over the peacefully sleeping girl, it was difficult to imagine someone like her being a panty-stealing troublemaker. Hello, bloody nightmare. Same here, Captain. I know you aren't the only ones who woke up to this. Other parts of your body, other people woke up to this. Hey, Blaze. Up close, she looked incredibly cute, and naked at that, no less. The fact that she was lying right beside me caused my cheeks to flare up beet red in an instant. Yeah, that's not the only reaction you should have, probably. No, Tsuyuri, not again. Is she dreaming? Amused by this, I reached a hand out to poke her cheek gently, but the sound of footsteps made me reconsider.
Ah, Takahiro, you're awake! Shh! Don't wake Oni-sama, she's a light sleeper and she's been super tired lately.
Sure, but Mika-chan, mind explaining why your sister is sleeping next to me without clothes on? No nipples, 0 out of 10.
You two looked super cute all cuddled up together earlier. One-sama said that you told her it was important that she took her clothes off, so she took hers off and then we took yours off. After that she tried to keep you both warm by getting under the covers and laying in the sun. However, in the end, she fell asleep.
Were you watching me just now?
Yep. You were both sleeping so soundly, it was super adorable. I wanted to cuddle up with you too, but One-sama told me off for cuddling with her in her sleep before.
Sappho... whatever. I think I get it. She does look rather adorable when she's sleeping like that. Let's keep it that way for now. Meiko? I took a deep breath and was about to open my mouth to say something when Meiko suddenly spoke up with a smile.
We brought you home to our mansion. We brought you to our spare room, cause it has the best light during the day. I was only watching for you for a bit, then I got bored, so I went and made some soup.
Both sides for the main character, blue as fuck. When I wake up and see this.
One-sama always makes me soup when I feel bad. Do you want some?
His balls are blue. If he has blue balls, that's his own fault. Cause that fucking fox was about to give it up right there. And he just didn't go for it. Sure, I could go for some soup, but Meiko-chan, for that I need to ask you a favor.
Huh?
I need to go and get my clothes because I'm kind of naked here. I lifted the blanket enough to allow a shameful glance at the cause of my current predicament. My face visibly took on the shade of a tomato when I noticed Meiko leaning over for a similar peek under the blanket, and I quickly closed the gap. I think I'm going to stay under the blanket for a bit. Could you just please bring me my clothes?
But you might wake her up if you don't go back to sleep. But fine, if you insist. I'll go get your clothes.
Yeah, he is stupid.
You're no fun, you know. I want to see what a human looked like, but One-sama forbid me from peeking.
Please just go. The girl almost skipped to the door, giggling to herself. The door slid open and she hopped outside, vanishing behind the paper screen. Jesus. Once I had confirmed that Meiko had left the room, I turned my gaze sideways, focusing back on the peaceful of the slumbering fox by my side. Yeah, I'm sure that's what he focused on. For a moment, I thought about the things the two girls had been accused of. Hey, Tuna Head! Welcome! Are you making babies in here? Hey, fat loot! Okay, so stealing underwear isn't exactly the nicest thing to do, but when I look at her like this, I can't picture her as anything but a normal girl. You don't know her anyway! You just say that because you're looking straight at her tits. While the temptation to lift the blanket was strong, I felt a little nervous about the thought. Oh wait, she's supposed to be under the blankets? Okay. So she's not actually looking at her boobs yet. Maybe. Still, as much as I tried to hold myself back, I couldn't resist the temptation of turning to my side to get a better glimpse of her. Gingerly, I took a hold of the blanket. No, Takahiro, neither a gentleman nor a hero takes advantage of a sleeping... I will stab you. I will stab you so hard. And yet I must. Who am I kidding? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. In the end, the perverted little devil within me won the morality struggle, and with shaking hands I tried to lift the blanket. Stop. Yikes. I don't want any blackberries. I only want iPhones. White as the very sheets I was lying on, my heart pounded louder than ever. Without a word, I dropped the blanket. She was still dreaming, mumbling away in her sleep, but she had scared the living daylights out of me. After a while, Meiko returned and deposited my now dry clothes in my lap. She smiled at me and lingered for a few moments, as if expecting me to begin changing. 50 Shades of Catgirl, read by creepy Uncle Jor.
Oh, of course, the soup. I'll go get it now. But don't change too slowly, okay? I bet you'd hate for me to sneak in a peek.
Don't think guys spend as much time changing as girls. Wait, were you planning to peek on me? It occurred to me that perhaps Meiko was more like her sister than I had first assumed.
Hehehe, it sure sounds like you know what you're talking about, Takahiro. And, well, I might have been thinking about it. I'm kinda curious about the difference between us foxes and you humans. Like, it was amazing how easily you carried sis out of the water. Is it because you're human?
Actually, I think it's probably because I'm a guy. Sexism! In my video games? Time to riot! Time to write angry article about this. This right here, implying a girl wouldn't be as strong as a man lifting a naked womanly body out. Triggered. No. 0 out of 10. Perhaps even toxic. We tend to be stronger than girls, and it just goes on and on and on. Will this shameful behavior never stop? I mean, this right here is why girls don't play video games, because of the sexist writing. Right here. Nothing wrong with the picture. Sexist writing. Sexism in my porn? I protest. Not to mention, I practice judo almost every day. It would be embarrassing if I couldn't even carry a girl. Is there just no end to it? So you're implying all girl would have to be slim, or have a, or be very light? Are you implying fat girls are not girls as well? Triggered! So triggered! Just get her hot and ready already. How much does
Judo?
Judo. It's a sport of sorts, although it's also used for self-defense.
Is that why you saved her, because of this judo?
Well, that's not really it. Ultimately, saving a damsel in distress. Damsel in distress. Ah! Hinges on a man's pride.
Oh, can I see it? Your pride! Yeah!
Wanna see my pride? Hey kid, wanna see my pride? I've been married for 15 years, you dope. I take it when I can get it. Opportunity employer. And just what exactly are you looking for, little sister? Alright. Alright, I have to write it backwards because the camera is flipped. Fuck it. I'll write it backwards. Fuck you. I'll write it backwards. I'm writing things backwards, that's what's going on in here. Hey, some guy. Fix it. Yeah, right. Wait. Wrong pen. Falconer.
Honest, Emma, I wasn't. You're wrong. The soup's still cooking. I need to tend to it.
The younger girl scrambled to her feet and dashed out of the room at full speed, her tail comically hanging between her legs as she did. What? I turned to Machiko with a faint blush on my face, averting my eyes so she could pull the sheet back up around herself. Not as good as Lo. Lo is not as good as Apple. Apple has the best woman voice ever. It's scary how much like a girl he sounds. It's kinda really scary. Also, me being not English might have a part in it. Ah, I see you're finally awake, Machiko-san. With you two making such a fuss about Chudo and soup, how could I possibly hope to get any sleep? I am glad to see that you are well, Taka-kun. Apple is not as good as Alexis, and Alexis is not as good as Moo. I've never heard Moo's female voice. Also, yeah, Sextula is gone now. Forgive me for taking such measures, but I fear that I wasn't getting warm fast enough, and did what I thought was necessary. At least it was more enjoyable sleep than you would have had in the cell. I doubt the Tsundere tyrant, was it? I doubt she would have given you the same service. Service? That's just porno, and why? Let's just say the hospitality was much appreciated. I'm glad to hear that. If you would like to change, there is a screen just over there. I promise I won't look, of course. I guess one of us has to do it. Ooh, it moves! I watched Machiko close her eyes, hiding her face in her hands, as if to reassure me that she wouldn't peek. Taking my chances, I climbed out from under the blanket and made my way towards the wood screen. Once I reached it, I quickly began changing. Holy Jormungandr. If you could be so kind as to do me a favor, Taka-kun. My robes should be upon the dresser behind you. Could you pass them to me, please? It would speed matters up greatly. Sure, give me a second. Jormungands want to have parties with campers? What? Our kids take a drink and never rest regularly. Hey man, it's more of a tease game than an arrow game. After looking around for a moment, I found the robes neatly folded up on the dresser. My heart skipped a beat as I took a hold of them, before turning towards the screen to hand them over. Say, Machiko-san, how come you two walk around stealing people's underwear? I mean, you don't look like bad people to me. This is for yeah. Healthy thinking game. Well, it is complicated. Maiko was researching a spell she had wanted to perform. Well, that would allow us easier access to certain things we need, and one of the ingredients was a maiden silk. The only silk I could think of was, well, you already know the answer. That girl was 10%. God damn it, fat loot. By maiden silk you mean... I guess I understand why you would think that. But isn't maiden silk another term for a wedding sash? Is it? Whatever, Japan. It is in my world, at least. In your country, at least. As I said this, the girl appeared from the other side of the room. Or the screen, sorry. I never realized. Man, I wonder if Flo has recorded that. Forget. Does he feel if it? Oh god.
What's that, Tori-sama?
Maiden silk. It is a wedding sash. All our work was for naught.
Oh, well, at least a wedding sash will be easier to get. I'll just have to marry Taka-kun.
What? A few minutes later, there were 3 ellipses, then more, and then even more. Have you touched fluffy tails yet, John? Maybe siesta? We may never know. After that little incident, we relocated to the kitchen. The smell of food filled the air. Despite the younger girl's easygoing attitude, always humming some cheerful melody, I found my cheeks still burning from embarrassment. To think that a girl would say such a thing. You silly girls, don't hit on me. I quickly shook my head to clear the thoughts from my mind and turned towards the elder sister. This soup is delicious. Is Miko-chan usually the one doing the cooking around here?
Yay! I'm glad you like it, Takahiro. I don't usually cook, so I made a few lucky guesses.
It is rather delicious, Miko-chan. Perhaps you could do more cooking from now on. It would allow me more time to lounge around. Well, the first step to getting your wedding sash is to become a good housewife, and that includes cooking. Why are they thinking about, like, just get one? Doesn't have to be yours. I had this with a bit of amusement following Machiko's comment. I took another sip of the soup. For a few lucky guesses, the dish had turned out pretty well. Hey JMM, but where are the boobies? You missed the boobies, JMM. Also, where are the boobies? Are you saying you can't see the boobies? They're right there.
That's true.
Oh, I might have missed. I can go back actually. Oh no. Oh, okay. Never mind.
I'll learn how to clean and I'll cook for you and I don't know what else, but it will be fun learning.
Touch the tail! Miko, you should stop that. You know very well that it would be pointless for you to marry him. Only the villagers know how to craft a wedding sash, and we both know this will not happen. That's not necessarily true, Machiko-san. It only becomes ever more evident that you are not of this world, Taka-kun. The villagers do not tolerate our existence, they despise us. Yes, clearly I can see how people anywhere would despise such horrifying creatures. Like, really, just burn them at the stake. I mean, what good are they? We could never ask such a favor of them. All we have to do is find some way to make villagers accept you, but I guess I'll need to learn more about the village itself before you can do that. I blame feminists. We already had that. The pale-haired woman shook her head slowly, her ears flattering against her head as she did. Flattening, sorry. It is not that simple. Sorry. Wrong voice. It is not that simple. They would never trust us. Humans and fox spirits have never been able to get along. I'm honestly surprised that you have been able to tolerate us this long. What? Anita? I don't know what or who Anita is, and I don't really care. I would be happy to be proven wrong, and you are free to stay here as long as you wish, until of course you too grow wary of our ways and decide to leave.
One-sama! Please don't say things like that. Takahiro wouldn't do that. Would you, Takahiro?
Of course not, I wouldn't abandon someone just because they're a different species. That's not the way Gushinken Takahiro does things. However, I do remember the village elder telling me that it wasn't just the fox spirits. It sounded like humans and spirits everywhere have been on bad terms for a long time. Do you know why, Machiko-san? I do not recall. Much information is withheld even from someone such as myself. Most spirits keep to themselves these days. There are a few exceptions, Tsuyuru being one of them. Powerful spirits come and go as they please, but they tend to remain in the world. Fox spirits, however, have no other place to go. We are stuck in the human world, for better or for worse.
I didn't realize it was like that. I guess I'm learning stuff.
Well, this Tsuyuri character lives in the shrine, right? We should try asking her for some ideas. No. We do not need to go see her. Absolutely not. No, I don't want to see her. I don't want to. I was somewhat taken aback by Machiko's suddenly childish way of speaking. It reminded me of the times I had been told to go visit the doctor when I was younger, complaining and throwing tantrums along the way. I want to touch tails. But isn't she the only one that can help us? I refuse to go. Tsuyuri is a fiend, and I dislike the idea of spending even a second in her presence. She can't be that bad, can she? Besides, if anything happens, I'll protect you. Fine. If it really means that much to you, I will attempt to lead you to the shrine again. But you will enter the grounds alone. I don't want to go anywhere near that place. You will be on your own, Taka-kun. Holy Sonic and touch tails. Oh, UJMM.
Can I come, One-sama?
Absolutely not. I forbid it. You are not to follow us under any circumstances, Maeko.
Fine, I'll stay here just like you said. I'll be here in the mansion. All alone, unprotected, all by myself. Who knows what might happen to me? I could get trapped under a bookcase and die. Or sleep on a banana peel and die. Or get bored and die of boredom. I'd be so super duper bored sitting here all alone in the same place, day in and day out.
The sound quality voice, yeah, I know.
Fine, I get it. You may come along, but you must be on your best behavior, little one. No running around and no talking unless spoken to.
Okay.
Despite Maiko's cheerfulness, I couldn't help but wonder what had happened between Machiko and this Tsuyuri for her to react so strongly. Great, that's in my watches. Is it gay, man? I bet it's gay, man, fat loot. I decided that maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to spend some time with the two sisters and get to know them a bit better. Yeah, right. Well, I do have 2 weeks until I need to get back to my own world, so there's really no need to rush. How about we do something else instead? I'm sure Machiko-san wouldn't mind the distraction.
Well, the longer I get to stay away from that place, the better. How about bringing Maiko-chan along to fetch some desserts for us? There are oranges, apples, and a small vineyard behind the mansion. I could whip up some cream to go with it, if you would like.
Sure. That sounds easy enough. Let's get us some delicious fruit, Maiko-chan.
Alright.
As Meiko led me towards the garden of the impressive mansion, she seemed a little quiet, as though she had something on her mind. I wanted to ask her about it, but something about the way her ears sagged and her tail hung low told me that probably wasn't the best idea. I decided I would simply try to cheer her up. So, which do you prefer, Meiko-chan? Apples, grapes, or oranges? We could gather all three, but I bet we can grab a few for ourselves first. So... okay, I got a question here now. Is there any interaction in this game? Cause it's been 1.5 hours. I mean, of course I've read it out loud, so that takes time, but I literally, all I've done is press space to go forward. Do I make any kind of choices? Probably not. Whatever. There's one choice at the end. Okay.
Apples, I guess. I knew a fox spirit once, a friend of Bonnie-sama, who loved apples. I can't remember her name though. I guess my head's a bit hollow.
Apples are awesome! Fucking apples, man! Jesus Christ, I want some apples now. They're fucking awesome. Crunchy on the outside and sweet on the inside, and your head isn't hollow, silly. If that was true, I think I'd still be stuck in that jail cell.
Honest-sama did most of the thinking though. I just sort of went along with what she said.
Well, someone has to take the lead. Besides, I'm still grateful for your help all the same. How about... It's very poor quality. Oh, you fat loot. I playfully flicked Mako's forehead with a grin. See, it doesn't sound hollow at all. Sorry, but... I'm sure there was plenty of clever thoughts in that pretty little head of yours. This much higher quality porn. Yeah, but it's not on Steam.
Aw, Mimi.
Or in case, fucking in case, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Not at all. Now you know I'm right, at least. Anyway, let's get those apples, shall we? This game actually has more CG than most visual novel.
Okay, I'll get them. You go grab that basket over there.
Alright, let's get down to business. The dirty business. Feeling hyped. Hype! I went to grab one of the baskets stacked nearby and returned to Mako, who had started climbing one of the trees, so you can look up her skirt. The girl looked accustomed to climbing, but her small hands had me a bit worried. Hanging from the branch with just her legs, she checked to see if the apples were ripe. Clearly skilled artisans who failed art school will fail to get a job after. Actually, porn is way more lucrative than most regular jobs, so yeah, no. Mako-chan, be careful, you might slip. Ow! Chiseled into stone by real life caveman. The girl had thrown an apple at me, and while my reflexes let me catch it with ease, the force behind it still stung my palm a little. Of course, I did exaggerate a bit for the girl.
I'll be fine, Takakun. I've been climbing these trees all my life.
Even the most experienced climbers end up running into trouble if they aren't careful. I smiled weakly at the girl's excited attitude, placing the apple I caught into the basket.
You don't know what you're talking about. I'm a fox spirit. I won't fall. I'm super careful. Watch. I'll grab the apples near the top.
Wait, Mako-chan, unless you can fly, I don't think you should go for those. Apple trees are not that tall, man. Like, even if she falls, she's gonna get a bit hurt, maybe? Apple trees are just not that tall. There is a lot of Hitler hentai. Why, ironically? I mean, there were allies. With spin-off with Goebbels. One hit. God damn it. Me too!
Why? I can't do that, silly Takakun. Who has ever heard of flying fox spirit?
Ooh, sound effects. As expected, the moment Mako tried to reach for one of the apples near the top of the tree, the girl ended up losing her footing and tumbled down towards the ground with a loud cry. Mako! Dang. My reflexes quickly kicked themselves into gear, trying to catch the girl before she hit the ground, so you can hurt yourself as well. Unfortunately, I didn't notice the apples scattered around the tree. As a result, ended up tripping over them, managed another few steps and was able to catch Mako before it dropped to the ground. Time for my head was throbbing once I had recovered from the fall. I tried to Sorry, I'm kinda sleeping now. I tried to sit up, but found myself held down by a small but substantial weight. Ta-da! Who ordered some tits? Tits in my video games? Triggered! And I had to spell it backwards because my camera is flipped. Opening my eyes, I look up to see Mako sitting on my laps. Yeah, I wouldn't have noticed Mako first, whatever.
Owie, I guess I tried to reach a bit too far. Thank you, Takahiro, you saved me and you gave me a soft, well, kinda soft and kinda hard
Hard!
landing.
See, what horrible dress sense. Mako-chan, do you mind, you're crushing me.
Ah, oh my gosh, Takahiro, I'm sorry, so sorry.
As the younger girl grew incredibly flustered, I knew I had to calm her down. Gently, I tilted my legs beneath her as she toppled forward, her head resting against my chest. Oversized breasts and comfortably meshed together. Her fake. Of course, they're fake. It's a picture. I guess we've learned that fox spirits can be pretty clumsy, or maybe that Mako is even cuter up close than I had thought.
Takahiro, I think you're mistaking me for One-sama.
Nope, I'm talking about you. You have that innocent side that's really charming. I wouldn't be surprised if lots of people from the village would want to claim you as their adorable little sister. Yeah, right, sister. Once we've cleared up those misunderstandings.
I'd be happy to call you my brother, Takahiro, but lots of people in that village are super mean. I just want to spend time with you and One-sama.
Brother, how about darling?
Darling? I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Really? I thought it would be a cute couple. A hero and a fox spirit, living happily ever after. Your sister could stay too. Mustache, fluffy tail. Oh, this guy got it figured out. He's a bit of an idiot, but fucking booby, innocent kinda, or not so innocent. Fox spirit. Fuck. Bigamy, here I come. We could raise a little family. I mean, we already have a house, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. And then a guy from my world would kill to have a pretty wife like you. I held back a chuckle, knowing all too well that my teasing was taking effect. And yet I was also happy to see her spirits seemingly lifted.
Thank you, Takani.
I think Takakun would be better. Machiko-san probably wouldn't like another sibling, but I'm glad you cheered up. You didn't seem too happy with 1-0. Triggered! Too happy earlier. The way your tail and ears were hanging low reminded me of a scolded puppy.
Oh right, I was just thinking is all. You know about that spell I wanted to try, the one that needs silky wedding undies.
Right. Wedding sash. It's kind of like a belt that the bride wears during the wedding ceremony. I doubt any spell involving panties would be a good idea to cast. No, I think it would be a really good idea.
I thought it was like wedding undies that you wear on your wedding night. Anyway, this spell, I don't know why I don't want to try it for a little while now. Well, it's a gate spell, not like those temporary ones. Those are easy to make. A permanent one, like a portal to a different place.
It sounds interesting, but are you sure it's safe?
Silly Takani, that's not the point. This spell, it might be able to help you.
Well, that's good and all. I'd prefer not ending up in the middle of the sea or a live volcano. I think I should be a bit more careful with your magic.
I'm a good mage.
That's what Harry said when he told Atlantis... What? He had a solution to their water shortage. What? 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 Now you're just name dropping. Fucking... Poles covered in dangling seaweed.
What's an Atlantis?
A city with high ambitions sunk into the deep due to poor management. nap, right this game? Probably. Anyway, I think it's best if we get an expert's opinion before we try anything. Imagine if Morpheus had written it. We're going to visit Sayuri anyway, so maybe she'll be able to tell us if your spell will get me home. Name dropping.
Wow! But Suchan told me I shouldn't use magic at all. She said it was only for her to use or something.
Maybe she had a reason for saying that, like maybe, I don't know. Do spells have side effects?
You're just like Oni-sama. She forbid me to, but I showed her that spells could be helpful and that I can control them, so she let me do more research.
An HP Lovecraft porn game. I need to drink. Just see it.
I'm not going to throw spells around like they're nothing. I'm not a dumb little kid.
I'm not going to do anything. Besides, you seem old enough to take care of yourself. Not that I know how old someone like you might be, but beware of the dark side of magic. In most stories, magic usually comes with a price. Like, what would you do if magic gave you a terrible tummy ache? Or headaches, or worse?
The dreaded diarrhea!
Any choices yet? Nope! No choices! And then then you better prepare a gate spell to the nearest bathroom. Oh god.
I do get headaches, but those aren't really all that big of a deal. And I get to do a lot of the things for One-sama. I'm not going to change that ever, so there.
It's a better ending than Mass Effect 3. Oh, that's not hard. Diarrhea has a better ending than Mass Effect 3. I already said I wasn't going to make you do anything. However, what you do need to change is the fact that you're straddling me and you're rather close, so I'd appreciate it if you could get off. I wouldn't appreciate it, but whatever.
Aw, but you're so warm and soft.
Yeah, I shouldn't be all soft.
I could just curl up and sleep on you.
Wait, don't go falling asleep on me.
Yeah, just kidding. I wouldn't do something like that out here. Maybe tonight, though. It's only fair since Oni-sama got to do it. But more importantly, dessert!
Dating part of Persona 3 4. You just have a disability fetish. Oh god.
We need to get back inside. Oni-sama is probably wondering what's taking so long.
I couldn't really argue with the girl's impeccable logic. Sure. With a smile, I helped the girl to her feet and gathered the few fallen apples into the basket. We returned to Machiko and enjoyed our dessert together. It wasn't too long after that Mako started to feel sleepy, so Machiko took her to bed, wishing me a good night. Next morning. Alright. What if I'm disabled myself? Alright, my throat is kinda getting sore, so I'm probably saying this is all for tonight. I will stream it again around this hour. I'll try to schedule it way beforehand. Like today I scheduled it 5 minutes before actually streaming, so sorry for that. I'll probably die. When is this hour? I don't know, like a couple of hours before now. It's 8 PM for me, but that's Euro time. So take like 1 hour 50, a couple of hours before now. That's about the time. So, that being said, I'll save now. Sure, we need 8 slots to save, like, Jesus Christ. We clearly need 64 empty slots. Are there more? How many? They just went with the empty slots. I will fill all the 1,000 empty slots, whatever. just right now, just press space. Yeah, Mono, but I'm actually reading it for you guys. I'm doing the voices and hold. No shit, Mono, speed run it. Just press space. I don't think someone probably speed run this. God damn it. Oh, please. Anyway. Someone did. Of course someone did. But I don't think anyone else challenged him. So, that will be all for tonight. Steam comments in the game. No point in speedrunning it. Anyway, this is it for this stream tonight. I will be back with my regular streams during the European morning. I sometimes play Pandora's Tower. I'm about halfway through the game, so check in on that. I'll upload the recordings to the V2 channel on YouTube. Thanks, John was born. So check that out sometimes, even for the other guys' recordings. Remember to follow this channel and tune in to beta.vidia2.co.uk. Does Mailbot actually tell you? No, whatever. We should make a comment for that. I think a lot of other people are streaming right now. Are they? Maybe. I don't know. Probably. So, check them, if you will. Ciao. And good tits. A lot. I don't know, 4 people were streaming when I started. Black Up is not people. Black Up is fun. Go watch him.